Перенабуду зараз на брифінгу, на перебігу.
Добрий день.
Greetings and welcome to Media Center Ukraine, Ukrinform. My name is Rina Frolova. It's 196th day of the war, and today we have Mr. Fedir Venislavskyi, the Member of Parliament and the member of the Committee on National Defense and Intelligence, and we'll talk about the mobilization of women, enlisting women. So there's war, and many women already have joined the ranks of the army, and we all know that on October the 1st the new clause on enlisting women is going to be in effect, and now it's a public discussion. Everybody is anxious. What happens on October 1st? Will women be able to leave Ukraine after that? And what's the procedure of registering? What can you say? Hello, dear reporters, dear audience. When we talk about the mechanisms of military registration of women, let me explain the background for this. Before March, last year, up until the 30th of March, according to the law on military service and mobilization, there was a list of military specialties and which could be taken by women, and the procedure was developed by the Cabinet of Ministers. So as the war started, there was a law adopted. And considering that it's the prerogative of the Ministry of Defense, we decided to simplify the procedure. And now it's the Ministry of Defense which approves the list of specialties and professions which can be taken by women. And it was approved by the order on October 11th last year. That order had been amended in the beginning of February this year, and the list of the specializations has been slightly increased. So this has caused quite a lot of discussion in the wider public, and of course the enemies also took that opportunity and said that, oh, okay, there's not enough men in Ukraine, so women have to fight. But essentially there are no issues with that. We have quite a lot of men who want to fight, who can be volunteers, but at the moment the defense and security sector does not need that many volunteers. So at the moment we do not mobilize all the men who can be mobilized. So whether women have to be registered in the military centers on October the 1st. We, as the Parliamentary Committee on Defense and Intelligence, we are in close communication with the Ministry of Defense and the General Staff of Ukraine. And we are certain that in the next few days, as was promised at the level of the Minister of Defense, we will amend the recent order, the ministerial order will be amended. I mean, that order which outlines the lists of specializations which can be taken by women, and this registration will be postponed. And of course, it still is a matter of debate which specializations would foresee mandatory military registration for women. And it still is a debate whether it is a duty or it should be a right of women. The majority of MPs in the committee, when we discussed this legislative initiative, and it's a parallel process to amending the ministerial order, the Parliament will soon hear the bill which the committee recommended to hear in the first reading, and the duty to get military registration would fall only on women who are medics. So essentially, all health providers, all health professionals will have to be registered mandatorily. As for other specializations, in the draft law it says that it's purely voluntarily. But yeah, we did have some discussions in the committee whether we have to make it a duty for women, or whether it should be just a right. We still have no final response to this, but I just want to reassure all women, and starting October the 1st, there will be no negative consequences. The MOD will simply change the procedure, will postpone it, and it will be voluntarily. It will be regulated further by the law, which will approve hopefully this month. At least in the first reading, we hope it will be approved. So what is the situation now? Now, if women want to get registered as the reserve or want to join, want to get enlisted, is it possible, and whether there are any differences in the procedure? So the discussions in the committee and among the experts are going around Article 65 of the Constitution of Ukraine, which says that the military duty is the duty of all citizens of Ukraine, and the gender is not mentioned there. So essentially, the parliamentarians said that, well, it should be a duty, because if we make an exemption for women, if for women it's a right and not the duty, it might be considered a discrimination, even though most parliamentarians disagree with this. That's why we will keep discussing. At the moment, if a woman has a specialization important for the military, and if her health condition shows that she is fit, she can go to the territorial staffing center, she can undergo a checkup, and if she is considered fit for duty, then she can voluntarily join the military service, and we have quite a lot of examples of that. Quite a lot of women who want to serve in the army, they just sign contracts and essentially get enlisted. So there are no problems with military registration, and upon the need, if the need arises, upon the decision of the Ministry of Defense and the General Staff, they can be drafted once registered, but there are no problems with that. Do you have the statistics? How many women are now serving in the army? The last information we've heard is that about 1%, if I'm not mistaken, is women. But it depends. It's 1 to 5% of the total number of service persons, depending on the type of the unit. Any questions here? Thank you. And seizing the opportunity, I would like to congratulate the Chief Intelligence Directorate. They have a professional holiday 30 days after they were founded, and I would like to say thanks to all the security and defense agencies. Thank you for protecting us. Yes, seizing the opportunity as the member of the parliamentary committee which talks to all the intelligence agents, I would like to welcome General Budanov and all the military intelligence directorate. Thank you for protecting us. Thanks. You were with Ukraine Media Center Ukrinform. Follow us on social networks. Thank you.